The Tokyo Olympics are now just weeks away and shooting will continue to remain India's biggest bet for a record medal haul. But there are others as well who have given good reasons to hope that India will return home with possibly its biggest ever medal count. Here's a look at these prime contenders who will have a billion hopes and expectations riding on them. Take a look.
At the Tokyo Olympics, India could well end up with more than one medal on the first day itself. Not just the shooters, weightlifter Mirabai Chanu, a strong medal bet for India, will also be in action on the first day of the competition. The 2017 world champion recently scripted a world record in clean and jerk in the 49 kg category. In a weight class, there are two Chinese and a North Korean ahead of her who've lifted more than 200 kgs. At the Olympics, there will be no participation from North Korea, while only one Chinese will be able to compete, making Mirabai a strong contender. Wrestling has fetched India at least one medal at every Olympic Games since 2008, and this year again, the expectations are high. Vinesh Fogart, who had to pull out after a knee injury during her quarter-final bout at Rio, will have more than just a chance to win a medal this time. Bajrang Punia has a strong field to deal with, but the ace grappler's big match pedigree puts him in contention to win a medal at his maiden Olympic appearance. Bajrang is one of India's most decorated wrestlers and has won medals at every major competition, including 3 World Championship medals. The Indian ace has been putting in all the hard yards in Russia before he begins his quest for a medal in Tokyo. PV Sindhu will once again drive the expectations in Tokyo, and this time the reigning world champion would look to go one better. The 2016 Rio Olympic silver medalist hasn't won anything since her world title in 2019, but she is known to be a big match player. What further tilts scales in Sindhu's favour is the fact that reigning champion Carolina Marin is out with an injury. In Marin's absence, Tai Tzu Ying of Chinese Taipei and 2 Japanese girls, Okuhara and Yamaguchi, will be her major threats. One medal that the country has always been yearning for at the Olympics is in athletics. Finally, javelin thrower Neeraj Chopra is someone who gives hope to end that long wait. The Indian ace, who narrowly missed out on his maiden appearance at the Olympics in Rio, is a strong contender and is currently at the 4th spot in the season rankings with a best throw of 88.07 meters, with German Johannes Vetter a clear favourite to win the gold. Surely, going by the form and his ever-improving record, despite being grounded during the pandemic, Neeraj Chopra will be in with more than just a decent chance in Tokyo this time. Boxing will also be one of India's big medal hope, with old war horse MC Mary Kom gunning for a 2nd Olympic medal. As many as 9 boxers have qualified for the Tokyo Games, and alongside Mary Kom, who got a bronze in London 9 years ago, Amit Pangal will enter the ring as the #1 ranked boxer in the 52 kg category. A lot will depend on the draw for the boxers, but Mary Kom and Amit Pangal will have hopes riding on them when they step into the ring. Last but not the least will be a more experienced Deepika Kumari, who will once again have to fight out her big stage demons in the archery competition. She will be the lone Indian in the women's category, but will also be the best bet to fetch a medal, especially after a recent success in the 3rd stage of the Archery World Cup, where she won 3 gold medals. Every Olympic Games throws some new names and new champions aboard. More names will make their presence count this time too, and if everything goes according to the plan, this could be another watershed moment in the history of Indian sports. Sports Bureau, India Today.
With Olympics just weeks away, the shooting contingent of India will be starting as favourites as far as winning medals are concerned. Now, there has been a focus on young shooters who have shown great potential in the past. The likes of Manu Bhaker and Saurabh Chaudhary have now proven their mettle already and are ready now to carry the baton. Here's a look.
And now in the final itself.
The Indian shooters have been a force to reckon with for some time now. And they'll begin as strong favourites for a rich medal haul in Tokyo. Leading the charge will be two teenagers, Saurabh Chaudhary and Manu Bhaker. Both have swept away medals wherever they have competed in the last 3 years. In the 10-meter air pistol, both Saurabh and Manu will be strong contenders for a medal each in their individual events. But what swells India's chances is the addition of the mixed team event. The duo came together in 2019 and since then they have gone on to win 5 gold medals in the 6 tournament World Cups they have competed in, starring with the pole position in the capital 3 years ago. India will surely hope for a podium finish from two of these best pistol shooters in the world right now. Another pair in the 10-meter air pistol that'll fancy their chances will be that of Abhishek Verma and Yashaswini Singh Deswal. Both are world number 1 in their respective categories. Abhishek in particular has been winning medals consistently since 2019 and he has gone from strength to strength, making himself another strong bet for an Olympic medal. India will also have more than just a chance in the 10-meter air rifle events with two more youngsters, Divyansh Panwar and Elavinil Valarivan. They have both raised the bar every time they are in a competition. Before the pandemic brought things to a standstill, Divyansh had an incredible 2019 World Cup cycle, during which he won as many as 6 medals, including 4 golds. In the 10-meter air rifle mixed event, Divyansh has won 5 medals so far since 2019, and 3 of these medals, including 2 golds, came with Anjum Modgil, while his last gold came with young sensation Elavinil Valarivan. Even in the women's 25-meter pistol event, India have 2 of the best shooters in Chinky Yadav and Rahi Sarnobat. The last World Cup in Croatia, it was Rahi who was the lone Indian to fetch a gold at the event. She displayed sensational form right from the qualification round to the final. India will field a record number of shooters this time at the Olympics, and all 15 of them have a great opportunity to prove why shooting is being considered India's gold mine in Tokyo. Sports Bureau, India Today.
India is looking at a record medal haul in the Tokyo Olympics, which begins on the 23rd of July. One of the prime contenders here to make that happen would be wrestler Bajrang Punia, who has been in exceptional form lately, although a knee injury during a competition has disrupted his plans somewhat. My colleague Rahul Rawat spoke to Bajrang, and let's take a listen to what the 3-time World Championship medalist had to say.
अगर मैं बात कहूं 65 किलो वर्ग यानी 65 केजी कैटेगरी जिसमें आप कंपीट कर रहे हैं, क्या वो माना जा सकता है सबसे डिफिकल्ट वेट कैटेगरी है? क्योंकि जो वर्ल्ड चैंपियंस थे, जो ओलंपिक चैंपियंस थे, 61 किलो ग्राम की जो कैटेगरी में खेलते थे 61 केजी में, वो भी 65 में आ गए हैं। कुछ लोगों ने वेट कम करके वो भी आपकी कैटेगरी में खेल रहे हैं। तो ये सबसे डिफिकल्ट और सबसे टफ वेट कैटेगरी है आपकी।
बिल्कुल राहुल भाई, अगर आप देखेंगे तो 65 एक ऐसा वेट है जिसमें मतलब हर वेट में सबके एथलीट फेवरेट है कि भाई हाँ ये मेडल जीतेगा, ये गोल्ड का दावेदार है। 65 ऐसा एक कैटेगरी है जिसमें कोई फेवरेट नहीं है, कोई भी जिस दिन भगवान जिसका साथ देगा वो मेडल जीतेगा, वो चैंपियन बनेगा। और मैं आपको बताऊं, आज तक 66 किलो था पहले, अभी 65 है। अभी तक कोई भी ऐसा खिलाड़ी नहीं है जो 2 बार लगातार वर्ल्ड चैंपियन बना हो कंटिन्यू। नहीं ऐसा कोई खिलाड़ी है जो 2 बार कंटिन्यू ओलंपिक चैंपियन बना हो। तो इस बात से आप अंदाजा लगा सकते हैं कि भाई हर बार नया चैंपियन बनता है। तो इस चीज से आप लगा सकते हैं कि भाई कितना टफ टूर्नामेंट होता है। पहले 66 था, अब 65 है। और बस यही है कि भाई हम अपनी तरफ से अच्छी ट्रेनिंग करें, अच्छा मतलब अच्छे माहौल में अच्छी चीजें, मतलब हर टाइम पॉजिटिव सोच के हम जब भी मैट पे बाउट हो जब उतरे और वो दिन हमारे लिए लकी हो और हम अपनी तरफ से बेस्ट करें।
बजरंग, आपका जो व्हाट्सएप नंबर है उसमें जो आपकी जो डिस्प्ले इमेज होती है उसमें गोल्ड मेडल है, लिखा हुआ है टोक्यो 2020। ये आपने कब इसको अपनी डिस्प्ले इमेज बनाई व्हाट्सएप पे, और क्या यही आपका लक्ष्य है?
बिल्कुल राहुल भाई, देखिए 2016 में मैंने ये डीपी लगाई थी और 2016 के बाद यही डीपी है। 4 साल हो गए हैं, 5 साल हो गए, अभी तो 2021 चल रहा है। तो भाई लक्ष्य भी यही है अभी, क्योंकि सामने यही है। अब मैं सोचूं कि भाई मैं 24 का लक्ष्य लेके चलूं, जो सामने पहले उसका टारगेट है। तो मेरा टारगेट अभी टोक्यो है और जो मेडल लगा रखा है, भगवान करे ये मतलब यही मेडल का कलर हो। जिस दिन मैट पे उतरूं, आप लोगों का प्यार आशीर्वाद हमेशा जैसे रहा है पहले भी ऐसे ही मेरे साथ रहे और मैं देश के लिए यही मेडल लेके आऊं जो डीपी में है।
Now, the Indian Olympics Association and Indian Contingent have been left angry after Japanese government asked delegates and athletes coming in from 11 countries, including India, to undergo daily COVID-19 tests for a week prior to their departure and not interact with anyone from another country for at least 3 days on arrival. The IOA has alleged discrimination here and harassment. Paul Berman brings us more.
Weeks to go for the Grand Olympics 2020 in Tokyo. Preparations are on a war footing to hold the games amid a pandemic. Strict regulations have been put in place for athletes arriving from 11 countries where COVID cases are high, and that includes India.
The rules which are imposed to Indian contingent is more of a harassment, what I feel, because they have been asked to get PCR tested for continuous week before traveling to Japan, and of course that will jolt their commitment and confidence.
Athletes coming in from India have to undergo daily COVID tests for a week prior to their departure and also remain isolated for 3 days upon arrival in Tokyo. These norms are only for specific countries, and it hasn't gone down well with the Indian Olympic authorities.
In the light of the pandemic, the Tokyo Olympics 2020 Organizing Committee have imposed strict rules on those coming in from other foreign countries, specified by the Organizing Committee, including India, that have reported different variants of the virus. It has led to a lot of criticism from the Indians living in Tokyo.
We spoke to Indians living in Tokyo on these regulations, and many opined that it is indeed unfair.
I feel every country form an integral part of Olympics, so each and every country has to be represented equally in Olympics. So I feel that putting restrictions on only a few countries it does not make much sense.
But there are also many in the Indian diaspora who believe that these norms are the need of the hour to ensure there is no COVID spread in Tokyo.
Like India is still in the blacklist. I don't think there is anything wrong with these restrictions on Indian players.
I think it's good that they have imposed some good rules, and they should not allow everyone right now, because in Japan still we don't have such problems with the corona, and I don't think that if they will allow it, it can create some problem.
It's a matter of life and death. So yes, we should be very cautious of this, and as we always know that guests to a house have to obey the rules of that house. So let's not take it too much on the rules part, and let's be safe. I would like to wish our country all the best and stay safe.
The Tokyo Olympics has been marred by controversy, with protests also rocking the city, opposing the games being held amid a pandemic. But authorities have made it clear that all norms are in place to ensure a safe Olympics this year. India too is hoping to bag several medals. 86 Indian athletes, including 2 teams, have so far qualified for the Tokyo Olympics, and we're aiming high. India is hoping to send over 111 athletes as part of the contingent.
It is clear, no matter how strict the rules are or how many debates are raised, the Indian diaspora here is waiting to cheer for the fellow Indian athletes during Olympics 2020. With Paulami Burman from Tokyo for India Today.